Hey, this is Hendie here, and I'm going to be showing you a 3v3 clip consisting of Shadowcleave versus Warlock Paladin. On the Shadowcleave team, it will be me on the Resto Druid, the Warlock as Affliction, and the Death Knight as Unholy, and we'll be playing against a Warlock Paladin, which will be the Warlock, it will be also Affliction, the Warrior being Arms, and the Paladin being Holy. So the game is about to get on the way in the moment. Just a couple of last things before it does, which I'd like to point out. The Warlock, as you can see, the Warlock is set as my focus in the top left hand corner. That is to make it easier for me to be able to see the fears, the incoming fears, and try and get line of sight of them while still keeping track of my teammates' health. Also, my Warlock has just placed his portal on the floor right next to me, so if I stay in range of that, anytime he teleports, I'm able to heal him from there, and he can teleport out of line of sight of the enemy. And one last thing, I'm starting this game off in stealth, because I'm actually going to pop out and do a pounce onto the warrior, followed by a cyclone. Whereas if I was just out of stealth straight away, there would be no way that I would be able to pull that off on the warrior. So it's quite a nice start for this game, and for quite a lot of games you can do similar sort of tricks and tactics. Okay, so as I said, I start off with a pounce cyclone onto the warrior and then throw some hots on my teammates, and once the cyclone runs out I actually throw an instant roots onto the warrior as well, so taking him out of the game even further. I just hot up my teammates. The one that has the Warlock's dots on, I throw the most hots on, and then I take my position by the boxes. So I'd just like to pause the game for one moment here just to point something out really quickly, and that is, since the new Innovate change in Cataclysm, the Innovate actually only gives you back about 20% mana now. So whenever possible you could do with popping Innovate at around 80% mana, so then it comes back off cooldown as soon as possible in the game. So as you can see, just after this, I pop my Innovate about 80% mana and take up the best position I can around the boxes, while still being able to heal my teammates but staying max range away from the enemy team to stop a switch to myself. Throwing full hots on my teammates at the moment. The main target has got 3 life blooms and a rejuve, and the off target has just got a rejuvenation on. So I'm staying max range when I notice all of a sudden that the Warlock's pet actually gets feared right past me. Now, because the Warlock's pet has just been feared right past me, I don't have to worry about counterspell at all while the pet is in a fear, because it's unable to counterspell me at all. So I know that I've got some free casting until the pet actually gets out of the fear. So you see me go to cast a regrowth on my teammates because I know the pet is feared, and then shortly after that I go to cast a cyclone. Now I have a change of mind, but just as I'm casting the cyclone, I look at and see that I have no hots on myself, and the Warlock is casting a full set of dots into myself, and more than likely the warrior is going to switch to me soon after. So instead of going for the cyclone and getting switched to with no hots, I actually stop casting the cyclone and put a few hots on myself so that I'm more prepared for the switch, which is more than likely about to happen to me. As you can see, I get switched to, and there's a lot of pressure from the opposing team on my team at the moment, so I take this opportunity to go into tree form. Now tree form has been changed dramatically in Cataclysm, and I'm just going to go over a few of the main changes for the druids at the moment regarding the tree form. So now tree form has a 40-second duration with a 3-minute cooldown, and whilst in tree form you're able to cast life blooms on multiple targets, whereas the change in Cataclysm, when you're not in tree form, you're only able to cast life bloom on one target. Another good thing about the tree form is that you get instant regrowth while in tree form. One thing to be careful of about this is it really hurts your mana a lot casting them instant regrowths, so just be careful when casting them that they're really needed to keep your team up. One last thing as well is you do get a faster wrath and more damage from your wrath, but in 3v3 at the moment you get very little chance to go offensive. In tree form I'm just hotting all my teammates up, staying around the boxes, keeping the best position possible that I'm able to keep whilst keeping my teammates alive. I go for a sneaky little cyclone on the paladin to make him fall behind on healing, so while we pressure the opposing team, and the Warlock teleports just behind the boxes and tries to fear me, but I see that and just about to manage to line of sight the fear. So I'm keeping hots on everybody, line of sight in the fears. Coming up I go for a war stomp on the paladin, and he also stuns me at the same time, and I think it's a good idea to trinket, otherwise I would get too far behind on the healing. As you can see, the Warlock has just used a counterspell on my Warlock, so I start the stopwatch off because I know I've got free casting and come out going aggressive straight away with cyclones onto the warrior, keeping hots on my teammates the whole time so I don't fall behind on healing. Shortly after the cyclone runs out, I throw instant roots onto the warrior, taking him out for even longer, and then once that roots is over again I throw another roots onto him and then another cyclone onto him. So I've basically just taken the warrior out for 12 or 13 seconds, and it's been 2v3. During that time my teammates can build a lot of pressure without a warrior hitting on them. 2v3. You can see the Warlock has to teleport because he has gotten so low, and the paladin is really low as well. I go for a bash on the paladin, and as I'm going to bash on the paladin he actually bubbles, or else he knows that he wouldn't have been able to keep anyone alive, but during that time the Warlock actually dies because we have that much pressure on. the Paladin being at 20-30%, and the Warlock died, and the Paladin wasn't able to keep him up. So I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank you for watching the video and hope you've enjoyed it. And I'm now going to show you the full clip with Skype included, so you can see our communication between us and how it went with Skype. Thanks for watching.
Now I can use my ghoul. This is so weird.
Cycle Mario.
Yeah, do it. Full dots lock.
Warrior's rooted. He's out of line of sight of the pally.
Full dots
I'm
paladin
here.
too.
I'm waiting for fear to break.
They're going on me. Just so you know.
Crypt, haunt. Reported.
I'm howling them all. You can go paladin. Go paladin.
Yeah. I'm death code. Paladin is gnawed, strangulating after it. I'm stunned.
Gonna get
Only
fear, mate.
chance.
Spell lock, spell sphere. I mean,
Tree farm.
go hard and
Going
lock.
back on Warlock.
Fear paladin, full.
Cyclone pallet. Pally cyclone.
Doing the warrior.
Reported. Switching to Paladin after the Cyclone.
Yeah, do it, do it.
I'm charged again.
Spell that lock. Cast.
I have to go Warlock.
Yeah, do it, do it, do it, do it.
I'm
I'm
stunned.
spell
to
locked
get-
myself. I'm spell locked.
Lich Bone self healing.
Cycloning warrior.
And
Yeah, do it.
ripping Paladin in the open field. Yeah,
Paladin.
now I'm feared.
Should be off.
I held the paladin now. He's out into the
I'm
open.
going up
Stop.
Paladin, it's
Yeah,
good.
Do it, do it.
Rooting warrior. Warrior's rooted. Gonna be big damage on Barb now.
Spell lock, spell
Back
lock.
on the
Yeah,
lock.
go, 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 go.
Rooting warrior again.
Doing the paladin.
Cycloning warrior.
Paladin may have to bubble. Full dotting him anyway.
Flashing pally.